Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my video about making dinosaur arrows for 25 million GP an hour right now, and that's a lot of money to come from skilling. The only drawback with this method is that it has some high requirements. The requirements of this method, first and foremost, is the extinction quest. Extinction is quite a big requirement on its own, but it also requires 82 to 95 fire making, 95 if you want to make the full arrows, and 82 is for the lower tier fire making part of the minigame, and you can still make some good money just with that part, so you can still do it, just not quite as effectively without 95 fire making. And then the same applies with 82 to 95 fletching, 95 fletching for the full arrows, but then there is the smaller parts that require 82 fletching, which are still okay money, just not quite as good as the whole thing. And when it comes to my setup, I just use the fletching outfit for some more XP. You can also use the crystal knife, as it does have a 5% chance of giving you more arrow shaft, which is quite nice. And then I also use the brooch of the gods, which has a chance of proccing for the good old random components that you get during the minigame. And then actually making the arrows later on, it has the extra chance of the portable save, which will make you even more money. If you've never done this before, to get there you have to go to the Ranch Out of Time. If you've never been to the Ranch Out of Time, you can go to Manor Farm, which is the normal player-owned farms, go upstairs in the manor, and there is a teleport with the tree up there. There are other ways to get here, but that is just the easiest way in my opinion. And then when you arrive at the Ranch Out of Time, just run south and this is the minigame area. This is where you're going to do all of the making of the arrows, except for the final stage of putting it all together, which we'll do on a portable. The first part is very, very easy. You just gather eggs from this big pile. It will either give you good eggs or bad eggs. You can use a pack yak to store even more eggs at one time, making it even more AFK and even more chill. It's a very, very easy process. When your inventory is full, you want to take the good eggs to the north to this furnace, and you put all of the good eggs in there. You can take out your yak and just do all of the good eggs at once. Taking out of your yak does not interrupt your action, so you can do that while it's cooking them. And then if you go to the south on the beach, there is a cauldron which you put the bad eggs into. Again, take out your yak while, putting them in there, and you'll get them all done. Then you just head back to the pile and start gathering again, and this will give you your arrowheads. These arrowheads obviously are what you tip the dino arrows with. To get the arrow shafts, you go ahead and give these little zygomites haircuts. All you got to do is click the zygomite, they have a little bar. Once the bar goes empty, the zygomite's hair is cut and another one will replace it. You can AFK pretty well with these two methods. They are super chill part of making the arrows. Although the third part is less chill and less AFK. The third part is making the feather equivalent, which is the dinosaur propellant. To make the dinosaur propellant, you just go to that tree on the far southeast of the island. It's kind of like half in the ocean, so it has a bit of a weird click box, but you just click that and you can transport with it. Select option 1 and you'll transport over to where you start doing the little dinosaur propellant. You want to head over to this storage barn, just right near where you land. And this storage barn will give you a bunch of dinosaurs in your inventory. You want to have a full inventory of dinosaurs, so don't bring anything else, and then you'll be able to get as much propellant as possible. Then you just need to feed these dinosaurs the color of berry according to their color in your inventory. Once you feed them a berry, they change color, and you feed them 3 times, they'll give you poop, which you then turn into propellant. So essentially, you just go to the 4 different troughs around this area. You can search and bladed dive between them, but that makes this method completely not AFK, because you just keep doing a circuit of all 4. So there's this one, which is the one I do at the start. Then you run and surge bladed dive across through the fireplace over to the next one. Then after this one, there is one just behind it right here, which I do as well. And then the 4th one is just up this ramp. Then I do the 4th one up the ramp and repeat the circuit once again. If you do get a decent amount of dung in your inventory, what I like to do, like here, is just turn all of that dung into propellant. And then you can just click the storage barn to get another lot of dinosaurs in your inventory, and you go again. You just go and feed more and more dinosaurs each time. And just make sure you're clearing your inventory and getting more dinosaurs to be able to make as much propellant as possible. And then that is all your 3 things you need for the arrows. The propellant, the shafts, and the arrow tips. And you're done. You can start making your arrows. When fletching these dino arrows, you can do it at the new Ranger's Workroom expansion in forinthry, and it will give you a couple of bonuses, like a 2% chance to save resources when fletching. So it will just add a little bit more GP on top of the portable already. It stacks with the portable in this location, so you just chuck down a portable down like I have, and you skill from there, and it gives you those passive buffs. When making the actual dino arrows, you proc the Brooch of the Gods and the portable and your Fletching cape and your head add-on like all the time. It is really, really good. You get a lot of additional arrows made, and it leads to a lot more money per hour, so definitely use as much as you can to boost your Fletching gains. If you're wondering what the experience an hour is, it's around 160k in Fletching and about 250k in fire making an hour if you're doing the whole process of making arrows. Sometimes you'll be getting some fire making XP, sometimes Fletching XP, right? And it averages to be about 400k XP between the two, and that will add up pretty well, especially when you're doing this just for money. You'll get some levels alongside it, which is quite nice. I had enough materials to make 2,500 arrows, and it procced an additional 700. I ended up selling 3,200 arrows nearly. I sold them at 8,000 GP each, and they sold pretty quickly. It sold within about 30 seconds, which is great. They're in very high demand right now with this new update. If you're selling them at 8k an arrow, they're about 25 mil GP an hour. If you're selling them once they go down a little bit at like 6k an arrow, it will still be nearly 20 mil GP an hour, which is still absolutely phenomenal. Before this update, they were around 4.5k an arrow, which was still 15 mil GP an hour, which was still a lot of money. You've also got to remember you can have a chance of getting ranch out of time animals and player-owned farm animals like zygomites and dinosaurs. That will increase your GP a little bit more as well. I only got a zygomite, which was an extra 200k, but you can get dinosaurs that are worth a couple of mil, which definitely adds a little bit of added bonus GP on top of your hour. So yeah, I thought I'd just make a quick cheeky TLDR on how to make dino arrows and make some big bucks right now. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Give a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new for loads of future content all related to Runescape 3. And as always, if you made it this far into the video, you're an absolute legend. And until next time, I'll see ya.